What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Firm Middle Podcast, episode number 4, I believe.
Yeah, this is
and it's going to be hard. I got my boy Shane to the left and Chris to the right. It's going to be hard top last episode, I think.
I can only go one way, and that's up. But I get what you're saying.
Good news is those teeth have not fallen out yet.
They have not.
So
They're still here.
So, on a positive note, speaking of going up, Shane, tell us about what's in front of your mic stand. And first I start, my boy's got a mic stand.
Yeah.
And then tell us what's in front of your mic stand.
We're moving on up. Things are getting better. So this right here is the strap. If you watched me and Brandon played at Snee Farm for the first strap match, me and Chris have played a second one. You can see whose mic stand the strap is wrapped around.
Damn, shit talk before the episode came out. He might have precursor of what's going to happen.
And
spoiler alert.
We'll cut that. So we've got, Brandon's got his cup here from Pinehurst.
Until Harbortown next year.
Yep. And when I get my teeth pulled, we'll put them in the cup, and it'll be a whole thing.
Put them into the snow
we should put them at the bottom and then put like some epoxy so the teeth are forever in the trophy.
100%.
I like that better than the snow globe. Now that you say that,
that snow globe.
I think we drop it in here and then put like some epoxy to harden them at the bottom.
Put like a ball and some teas, and then just fill it all the way up.
Yeah, we'll make it like a shrine to.
I like that.
Or no, maybe every year we put like something in it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say every year put more teeth in it. I was like, I can't do that
every
again.
trip.
Oh,
okay. New cup for every trip. That one holds the teeth. The next cup will hold something crazy.
Something will happen.
Yeah, something's going to happen.
We didn't plan on that, guys. That was
no,
good.
We didn't. We're going rogue, but we also have to mention I do have Richard's wedge that he snapped. I feel like we got to incorporate that.
Pinehurst is ever going to be forever engraved into our lives.
Yeah.
It's going to forever be engraved into my mouth.
Alright, so tell us about the strap, Shane.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the bragging rights of Team Firm Middle. Not every time we film do we have all three of us together. So in order to get content, we're like, well, individual matches are cool. Not all of us can be there all the time. So this is what we're going to play for whenever. I mean, how it's going, I'll be there every time, but I've got the strap at the moment, and that's all I've got because Brandon here, we both played in the qualifier for the state amateur, and I did not succeed, and he damn near won the whole thing.
I did. I was leading through 13 holes.
Tell me this. Honest question. We did not discuss this before.
Okay.
Honest question. Is that the best round in your life?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay. What? You shot even par?
I did, and I was under par basically from number 9 until 18 tee box. I've never been under par for that long on a golf course.
When did you go under par?
On 9. So I went under par on the second hole. I birdied number 2.
Right.
And then was under par until 6. And then I was even par on 6. Bogeyed at the par 5. And then
bogeyed 6?
Yeah. Santee National. And I bogeyed 6 and then parred 7 and 8. And then I made like a 20-footer on 9 for birdie to shoot 1 under on the front.
And then you birdied 10?
10 and 11. Yeah, so birdied 9, 10 and 11. Yeah, I mean it was the best round of golf I played ball striking ever. And then on top of that, I got really lucky twice. And those two kind of catapulted, giving me enough breathing room to make the cut. Because the cut was like +2.
Yeah.
I think is what it ended up being.
Yeah.
And I shot even par. So, because it basically, 9 was a good birdie. Driver, wedge, made a 20-footer, like traditional birdie. 10 is a shorter par 5, went for it in 2. blocked my 3-wood out left into like that little 50-yard bunker kind of left of the green. And I was in the sand, and I had to use an 8-iron, like holding the metal of the shaft. And so I was completely sideways, and I don't hit that shot. It's not a shot that any of us have ever practiced. And I hit it, and it hits the green, takes 3 hops, hits the center of the flag stick, and drops down to like 3 inches. It doesn't hit the pin. It's probably over the green, and I'm trying to get up and down for par. So tapped in birdie on 10, and then 11, the guy I was playing with like slow played me, and he actually apologized after 11 because he's like, because like I was sitting in the fairway and I thought I was out, and in theory he was. And like when you play tournament golf, you usually play honors, like you play who's out. It's not normal, or not how we play every day. We just play ready golf. And I just kind of sat there and I felt uncomfortable for a minute because I thought everybody was waiting on me. So I just grabbed a club and hit a really bad iron into the green and missed it short left. I like short sided myself on the front left, but drew a gray lie.
On what hole?
11.
Okay.
The dog leg left.
Yeah.
And so then I chipped in, and I gave the biggest Rick Cummings roar on 11. I mean,
yes!
The place is silent. And so then at that point, I'm 3 under par through 11.
So you went 9, 10, 11, bang, bang, bang.
Correct.
Pretty sporty.
And then I just held on for dear life the next 7 holes. Well, I guess I say that 12, I was feeling myself after birdie.
How could you not?
I stepped up on 12 and hit one to wedge again, hit a wedge to like 8 feet. So I had a chance for 4 birdies. I had a really easy 8-foot birdie putt on 12 to go 4 birdies in a row. And
you missed the 8-footer on 13?
Yeah, lipped 12.
12.
Lipped out.
Let's say if you had an 8-footer on 13, good on you.
Lipped out, made par. And 13, I just kind of had a mental breakdown, made bogey. But I guess where I felt any of the pressure was on 17 tee box, because I had just bogeyed 16.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly made a great bogey on 16 to be at 1 under par, and we get to 17 tee box and I'm in between clubs. I didn't know what to hit, and I felt a little like adrenaline. So I went down a club, overslung, and chunked it from like here to your garage door. I didn't hit it 20 feet, 25 feet, and I guess
on 17?
I guess I hit it further than that because I had a wedge in. So yeah, I probably hit it 50 feet. And hit a unbelievable wedge to like 4 feet.
Made par?
I made bogey, I missed it. I had a little slider. And I was really cool because I bogeyed 16, 17. The guys I was playing with, we went from competitors. They were both out of the cut line. We went to competitors to where they were like rooting for me. Especially the guy keeping my score because he knew where I was at.
Right.
And I had texted you guys, I think, and I think Chris had said something like make the most boring par, or you did, like make the most boring par you've ever made in your life, because 18's a pretty easy par 5 once you're in the fairway.
I mean, yeah, if you play it the way it was designed to be played, it is.
And
if you play it like your boy, it's
so
not very boring.
They hit a 270-yard 3-wood over super tall pine trees.
Through the trees. He was right at the cart path. And
it's hard to get over those trees. The trees are too tall.
And so we got on 18 tee box, and the guy I was playing with, he just looked at me. He's like, just hit the fairway, lay up, hit the green, 2-putt. You're in the state amateur. And so I did. Hit the fairway, hit 5-wood to like 50 yards.
I don't know how I would have felt about that. Wait, was he in your corner or was?
No, he was in my corner. No.
Okay.
He was there to like talk me off the ledge because I think he saw the slope. He saw the slope because I made a bad tee shot decision on 16 and I made bogey because I put myself in a bad spot.
Hit?
I think I hit 3-wood, but I hit like
nobody listening to this is going to know 16.
It's a dogleg left par 4.
Bear with us.
And I hit the fairway, but I hit it super spinny and the wind was in the face.
Yeah.
And so it just got eaten up, and I was on the left side of the fairway, and there's a pine tree blocking the green.
So you had.
And I was like
a
210
cut.
out. So I tried to hit like a 7-wood cut.
Oh boy.
I went hero shot. I did not.
7-wood cut to qualify for the amateur.
I did not back down, and I striked it. No cut. Just pierced the wind. Ended up, when you're walking off 16 green, there's that rope kind of outside back of the bunker by the cart path. And I was over there, and they had that pin on that little ledge.
Yep.
And so I chipped up and hit a really good chip. Chipped it like 3 feet for par. So I missed a 3-footer on 16 and a 3-footer on 17 for par to drop 2. Yeah. And then
Those are not really bad bogeys.
no, they were. I didn't make
I
them.
mean, makeable putts.
Yeah, I didn't have a hole that like I got lucky making bogey. My bogeys were just tap in bogeys.
So for context, I played in the same exact thing. I teed off like 30 minutes after Brandon.
Yeah.
And so this fool texts our group chat. He goes, hey, I'm like leading this bitch right now.
You were
300.
texting
I'm
me
like-
throughout the whole round, and I stopped responding because I was like, put your fucking phone up.
Oh,
man.
dude, I was in.
I'm like-
I was locked in.
I'm like,
You weren't
5
locked in, you were
holes.
texting.
I'm talking about.
You were like, just birdied 9,
It-
9, 10, 11. I was like, put your damn
It was
phone
on autopilot.
It was like, so I'm like 4 or 5 holes behind him. I was playing well too. I missed a couple putts.
You were under par at one point, weren't
Had a
you?
3
Or
putt.
even?
Yeah, I was 1 under through 6. But, you know, a little bit of a head case here. I got through number 7. It's like a 220-yard, extremely tough par 3. I had taken 3-iron out of my bag for 5-wood. 5-wood was too much. 4-iron wasn't enough. And I was like, dang.
And the wind was
one-
dead in the face on that
Yeah.
hole too. Yeah.
That was like the one decision I made pre-round I got wrong. I was like, 3-iron would be perfect here. So anyway, I was like, I'm just gonna have to hit a perfect 4-iron. I was 1 under. Somehow pull it off. I hit it to like 15 feet on 7. Get through 7 with a par, and I actually hit my goal. I was like, if I could be even par or under par through 7, he's like, we can work with that, because 8 and 9, you can't lose a ball, pretty much. And so standing on 8 tee box, I was 1 under. You would text me, you were on 13 at that point. You're like, I'm 3 under, I'm leading this bitch. And I was like,
We need to
shit,
put that. We need to put that picture in the podcast. I got a picture of it.
Okay. I was like, well, I'm 1 under. I'm 4 holes behind. Let's go. And I thought I was in the free and clear because 8 and 9 are just not hard holes.
They basically mirror each other. They're par 4s that go.
Like, you can lose it 9 miles to the right and you're fine. It doesn't matter. And I did. And I doubled 8 and I bogeyed 9 because I got comfortable on the tee box. And I, full disclosure, lost focus. It was a learning lesson. Lost focus. Tried to keep it together after that anyway. He's texting me. He's like, hey, I just finished my round. I qualified. I'm still on like 15, like fighting on the cut line. I hooked the literal piss out of an 8-iron on 16 fairway. I'm like 2 feet from OB. At that point, I'm 2 over. I think I'm done. Hit probably one of the best pitch shots I can remember ever hitting to like 2 feet tap in for par.
Pioneer 16. Oh, this is pre-Pioneer 16, so I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it was the best
It
until.
also doesn't qualify as a pitch.
I guess 90 yards.
It's a full swing flop shot pitching wedge.
Yeah.
If that's even,
I agree with both.
I don't know how that's even possible.
And so I get out of there. I think after I hook the 8-iron, I think I'm done. I'm like, well, I guess I'm Brandon's caddy now because I suck. make that up and down, I'm like, if I can finish 17 and 18 even par, because on Golf Genius it was like +1's the cut. I was like, there's still a lot of people to play that could move up to +2. If not, 18 is a par 5. I can birdie par 17, birdie a par 5 on 18, and get in. Well, after I hooked the 8-iron, I thought it was toast. So I'm standing on 17 tee box, like, I can't believe I even have I'm thinking about what just happened, not about the 6-iron that I have to hit to a birdie pin location, middle front.
I mean, it was the best pin location there for sure.
Yeah, no excuses. Your boy hits a 3/4 shank 6-iron. Right. This is where it gets good. So they had just dug an irrigation line. They put a pipe or something in before the bunker, right? My ball was on it. Like, you could tell they just put the dirt on it and stamped it down.
Ground under repair.
Well, I'm my own worst enemy.
You didn't take relief?
No, I said, you know, the old I'll play it off Frankenstein's fat foot. Golf purist. They go,
If you're a golf purist, you'd use the rules.
I didn't say I got it right. Okay.
I respect it.
They go, you gonna take relief? I go, nope. Because honestly, the grass around it wasn't much better.
But if it's packed in.
Yeah, I was like, I'll play this, play that, and it's like I'm gonna play it how it is. It's honestly how I feel about it. And so I 3/4 shanked the 6-iron to get there. I full shanked the chip from there, like 4 yards and directly 45-degree angle to the right. Don't even know how. Then I sculled that one over, and then I sculled that one back over, and then I 3-putt it. Triple bogey on 17. Come to find out, +2 made it in, and I was +2. All you had to do is hit a 6-iron and par a par 5.
I'm sitting there refreshing Golf Genius because I knew he was close, so I was at 18 green, kind of like on the other side of the road, watching him come up, and I'm refreshing Golf Genius because I know he's on 17, and then I see +5, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Golf happens.
Yeah, exactly. Golf happened.
Golf happens. Which, it's...
Good transition.
Well, it's good context, though. Like, you almost didn't even play that round.
I didn't want to play. I was gonna.
What had we done? We had done something.
Rivertown.
Yeah, well, all right. Yeah, we had played a match at Rivertown the day before. You
Which will
played
be on YouTube.
poorly.
Yes, it'll be on YouTube. You'll see how poorly I played.
I don't think anybody played particularly well, but you played poorly. You weren't even going to go until we talked you into getting up and going to the qualifier.
Correct. I was just gonna, because they told me if you pulled out like outside of 24 hours or something, you could get like 50% of your money back. And so I was like, well, $75 is better than going up there and wasting my time playing golf.
Yeah, so you almost didn't play. You go up, you play what you have self-professed to be your best round ever.
Correct.
So we've gone from lowest low to highest high. Where do we go from there?
Hey,
Within 24
Where do we go
hours.
from there?
so the first thing I got to do is relinquish the white visor for the rest of this trip after the state am.
No more big visor energy?
The big visor's got to get earned again. We're gonna have to shoot a good score with a hat, and then we can come back with a visor. But so as of recording this podcast, we are 5 days post state amateur, and let's just say how Shane's 17 went is how my state am started. And
Yeah, first hole.
first hole, and and so we play at the Country Club at Charleston, which is one of the most exclusive golf courses in Charleston, and I'd never played it before, and got on what, 2 rounds same day, played 36 with you and another friend the week before, played fairly well, nothing to concern me about the golf course. And then during the practice round, hit the ball great. I didn't really keep score on the front, but on the back, I shot 38 or 2 over. I think it's par 35 on the back. And so shot like low 70s going into the practice round. So like confidence level is unbelievable going into the state am. Not to win it. I don't have the guy that won it shot 17 under par for 4 days. 16? I mean
16 under.
Yeah. And never were my expectations.
Once it gets to that level, once it's over 10.
He dropped a bogey-free 64 on Thursday. And so like my thoughts were like, let's make the cut. I will say I'm glad that the cut is at a number that I probably couldn't have gotten to anyways. I think the cut was +3 for 2 days. It was 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It might have been 4 because I think +5 missed the cut. So I think it was +4. So you would have to shoot 2 over each day. Par 71, so 73, 73. And I was 4 over after the first hole.
To talk about the first hole, so
Yeah, 4.
I wasn't
4
doing anything, so I go, this is gonna open up Pandora's box of topics, but me and Brandon had a pact because we both went and played in the same qualifier. We go, if you qualify, I'll caddy. If I qualify, you're my caddy. All that good stuff. Well, come to find out, plan was working out well. He qualified, I did not. I'm his caddy. They sent out a notice. They said no caddies.
Because of pace of play, which is crazy.
Which is just, when you've got the biggest amateur tournament in the whole state, you cannot play in anything bigger. The only thing bigger in South Carolina than the South Carolina Amateur is the Heritage. Like, that's it.
That's a cool context.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's it. And so
It's the state amateur. It's it's the biggest non-professional tournament you can play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all the college golfers. I mean, there were kids there from Vanderbilt.
I mean, there's
I mean, it was. Yeah. I mean,
bunch of
what's his
college
name? Lucas Glover has won it.
he won it 3 years in a row. 5 years in a row. Clemson had it. It was Lucas Glover 3 years in a row. DJ Trahan 2 years in a row.
It's like, it's a huge deal, and to not allow caddies, it was a travesty. We were not happy about it, but I didn't care. I said, I'm showing up. I'll caddy from outside the ropes. And so I did show up to watch Brandon's first round. Stripes it off the first tee. He started on 10. Stripes it off the first tee.
Wedge in.
It's me and this 17-year-old kid's mom following this group. Shout out to that kid.
He did. He
was
played
good.
well.
He played
Yeah.
well. He was
And
So I text Chris. I said, oh boy, striped it off the first tee. Was that, did you hit 3-wood?
no, I hit driver. I got
Driver?
into wedge. Yeah. The wind was in our face, so I hit driver.
Well, it's a tricky hole. That's why I thought you might have hit something other, because I was standing like 250 yards out.
I hit driver everywhere on the course, and which, if you would have asked me this going into Thursday, if I keep the ball in play, what are you going to shoot? I'm going to give myself a good odds because I'm not going to miss fairways. And so I hit it right down the middle on 10.
Let's let Chris tell us how our text conversation went.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. So I was at work that morning and scrambling to get there because just like Shane, like I wanted to be there. It's the biggest tournament we're going to play in. Definitely want to hype up my boy. But I'm running a little behind at work, and Shane texted me when you're on the box, and I was like, okay, I'm finishing up. I'll be out there by the 13th, 14th hole, something like that. He says, striped it down 10. He had told me you were starting on 10. He said, striped it down 10. We're off to a good start.
I was the only one who hit the fairway in our group.
Yeah, that was the text I got, was striped it on 10, off to a good start. I'm in the car, I'm driving. I get home, I'm running into change real quick, and look at my phone, and it was 7 minutes later, a snowman emoji. So those were the first 2 texts I got about your round.
So Brandon here, my boy, right down Broadway.
And it's not like a difficult fairway shot. It's a wedge
optically you could make, because they got some stuff in front of the green, but no, it's not what you hit. 9-iron?
I hit a wedge. I hit wedge. Driver wedge.
Oh, I don't believe I told anybody that.
I hit driver wedge
No.
in the first hole.
So I'm walking down the cart path to the left, and they're in carts because they're all about this pace of play thing. Let's think about that at SCGA. So I'm trying to keep up with them. So I'm probably 60 yards in front on the cart path to the left. He's a left-hander if you haven't watched any videos. Well, cold shank, and it starts coming right at me. And the parking lot,
Is out of
like
bounds.
my car is right behind me. I didn't care who car was behind me. I was willing to take that shank to the chest. I saw it coming towards me. I started peacocking. I was like, I will take this to the chest. As we learned 2 episodes ago, my teeth are already fractured. It's like, I can take it to the face. Like, it's not going to cause any more damage. I was willing, but it came to rest short, and then it was just a tough day.
Dude, it came off my club and like out of bounds, unplayable, like everything. And so I get over there and I'm in play and I'm a lefty, and the way it landed, I had like 6 inches from like the shrubbery, and so I had a shot to advance it, not to the center of the green, but I had a shot to advance it up around the green.
Yeah, but I went, because like I said, I was prepared to take it to the chest. I was standing right there. I went and Dottie peppered the lie before he got there. If you were a right-hander, you could not have hit this golf ball.
Yeah, and so in my mind, I'm like, all right, settle in. Dude, I was like 60 yards out. I was like, do the smart thing, take like a 7-iron and just hit it like a little punch shot, and just get it up around there, get up and down, let's get out of this thing for bogey, and settle into the round. Well, it was on one of those, like, similar to probably Shane's lie on 17 during the qualifier, soft, not compacted cart path. And it was like where the dirt comes out of the cart path from the tires. So it's sitting up on like a little...
It's like a 65-yard sand shot.
Yeah.
But you don't know it's a sand shot because...
You think you're on a
Yeah, it gets on hard man.
Correct. And so, yeah, so chunked it into a... chunked it maybe, what, 20 feet, 25 feet, if I'm lucky, and it goes into like a foot
You chunked it in the worst place you could have chunked it
Yeah.
to, put it that way.
Chunked it into like a foot of grass, like loose but thick, and it just sat all the way in the middle.
It was, put it this way, it was one of the only parts of this golf course that they probably don't maintain.
So it goes...
That shit was like knee high.
So it goes all the way into the bottom. And then, so the worst thought of it is Long's dead. Long's water. It's the ocean. And I'm like, so you can't think, well, I'm just going to swing as hard as I can. Because if you do happen to just catch it, now you're gone long. So I had no clue what to do. Zero clue. I think I pulled out like a wedge or 9-iron, swung as hard as I thought I could swing, chunked it into the bunker. So I now have like a 30-yard bunker shot.
And you're laying 4 at this point.
And I'm laying 4 at this point, and catch it crispy out of the bunker. See it just soar over the green.
Oh, I was standing like off the course. You could hear that bunker. He goes, ding. I was like, oh boy.
And so you think ocean. Now you're thinking, because like I don't know how far
Put it in the market.
I don't know the course well enough. Like I don't know where it's gonna go. And dude, when you're in that,
Well, everyone had told us, like in the practice
Don't
round
go
we
long.
played, they were like, long is dead everywhere. And I mean, this ball Pride Month over the green.
and dude, for those of you that have never played competitive golf, and you can't just pick the ball up and put it in your pocket and go sit in the cart, it is the worst feeling that you can experience in golf, because you don't think, at that point I had zero confidence that I could complete the hole. There was a thought of withdrawing on the first hole. was how uncomfortable I got. And
It would be a lot funnier story if you just played 6 shots and walked off the course.
so after the first hole, I make snowman and confidence is lacking.
To say the least.
But I will say,
Well, just to give some context, not to interrupt you, but to give context, I have struggled with getting a case of the shanks throughout my whole life. It's like I'll start playing the best golf, like I'll start striking it as best as I possibly can, and then it'll just change, and I'm very, very used to it. And once that approach shot on 10 came off the rocket, I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is why the SCGA needs to allow caddies back, because I have a lot of good shank advice. I do.
And the guy riding in my cart said nothing. Not one word. He said 8 words to me the whole round. So I didn't even have like...
He was stone silent.
I didn't even have like a boy in the cart to like, dude, can you believe what just fucking happened? And be like, yeah, that sucks. Like, I had no way to just get it out of my body.
And while I was there, and Chris only missed like 3 holes.
I got there on 13.
Yeah, because he started on 10. So Chris got there very soon, but Chris didn't see this. I honestly feel like if I was able to be on the bag during that, we could have done some damage control. But being they didn't allow caddies, they highly suggested y'all take cards. I didn't know how much, I didn't know if I was even allowed to talk to you. It was like, I didn't want to get kicked out of a joint.
Yeah.
You know, just. So I was standing right there beside you after your second shot, but I didn't say anything.
And so
I feel like we could they need to right the ship next year.
well, so they
100%.
And so this is where, like, oddly, I did have somewhere to lean into with a quadruple bogey. In the club championship that I finished 3rd in at Snee Farm, I made a quadruple bogey on the 2nd hole of the club championship and shot 73. Like,
Jesus.
and like the guys I play with were like, man, we thought you were like the rails were gone on the quad, and then I ended up just chipping away for 16 holes and got the final group of the club championship. And so in my mind, I'm on 11 tee box, which if you don't know the country club, 11 is their signature hole. It's a weird par 3. It was playing like 200 yards. It's got a massive false front. And so I'm in my head up there, nobody to talk to. Like the guys in my cart, or the guy in my cart, when I say this, he said nothing. I would say something to him and he'd be like, yeah.
Cool, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even say 2-word answers. And so I hit a terrible tee shot on 11. Actually hit a really good wedge. After a shank, hit a really good wedge to like 3 or 4 feet on 11 for par. And in my mind, I'm like, all right, rolling a par putt, steady the nerves, and just chip away at 4 on it. Because there's birdies out there on the country club. It's a short course.
See, that's one thing I kind of disagree with. I don't feel like there's, I mean, don't ask Zach Adams, but
Well,
yeah, I don't feel like there's that many birdies out there.
but context, so I bogeyed a quad 10, bogeyed 11, 12.
Hold on, before you move on, let's talk about 11. Because, you know, we're coming off snowman at the first. Text the emoji to Chris. Danger, danger. So, I'm sitting there watching. I'm the only person. I don't know if I can talk to Brandon or not. So I'm like, what do I do here? I'm like, let's see what happens. I don't know how you hit it because I was standing like 60 yards in front of the tee box, but you hit the false front and it rolled down. It's a huge false front.
Had a 55 yard wedge shot into the
last.
And you were probably just off the front.
Yeah. No, I was like 3 feet off. I hit the green. I hit like a foot short of being really good,
On the top level.
and it rolled all the way down off
And
the green.
the wind was humming too. The last place I would want to be after what just took place on the first hole. It was like, I don't even have that shot from on 11 on my best day. So I'm sitting there, I did talk to you, because after a snowman, I was like, they can kick me out, they can kick you out.
I was like, what are you gonna DQ me? Like, I'm out of the tournament
So
anyway.
I talked to you on the way to your shot. I was like, that's all you want and more, ain't it, bro? He goes, yep, I got butt. If you watch the videos, you know, best part of Alpine's game, the wedges. You sauced that one up there. I was like, wow.
I don't know how it's
rebound.
I don't know how it stayed short, because like grain, everything was going against it, and I hit a nipped lob wedge and stayed 3 feet short of the flag. I don't know how it doesn't release to either 3 feet on the other side and I have an uphill putt. Like, I don't know how it. I must have had a shit ton of spin on it.
I mean, so, you know, people watching might not know, so we'll go quickly through it, but you know 11 at the country club. Huge. Bottom of it, what, pin was kind of back right.
Yeah, it was 55 yards when I zapped it.
55 yards, and you were like 6 yards off the green.
Correct.
After shaky confidence, and I'm like, oh no. This. I probably, in that position, because I've been there, I may have putted that ball.
I don't know if you can putt it that hard.
You'd be surprised. And after you nipped that one, I was like, what a basket of resilience my boy has here. Because I was worried about when I was like, if you don't make solid contact on this chip shot right here after 10, I was like, we may be looking at a DNF.
No, Chris won't let me DNF, so
No.
I won't.
No, we don't quit. That's what we
And
don't do.
yeah, so again, but in my mind, I'm like, all right, good wedge. I made a bogey. It is what it is. And honestly, like, I was okay. Then 12 and 13 is what derailed it. And 13, between 13 and 14 is when you showed up. 12.
You're actually fine on 12.
Hit it right down the middle of the fairway, wedge in hand again.
You decelerated on that bunker shot.
And I airmailed the green this time. 95-yard wedge shot, really simple, plenty of green. Airmail the green, and then I guess decelerate. I ended up making double bogey. So now I'm quad bogey double, first 3 holes. Then we get to 13, hit the fairway again, wedge again, gap wedge. So I've hit 3 fairways, have 3 wedges, and I am currently 7 over par.
See, I didn't put all that together.
That's what in my head.
Once you start thinking about it, though, that's when it's completely off the rails, because you start thinking about it and you're
Correct.
like, so that's where we are.
So I have gap wedge into 13, shank it.
Yeah.
So I have 2 shanks in 4 holes, and I bogeyed. I think I made a good bogey from where I was at, and that was pretty
That
much
was a good flop shot you hit on 13.
from the left. Yeah,
I was like, my man here, this is honestly what I thought. Right before you showed up, and I told you this when you did show up, I was like, my boy, he's hit 2 hosel rocks so far. And he missed a green left on 13, and he opened up the face and took a pass parallel swing on it. And it worked out great.
still made bogey.
Well, you missed the putt,
Yeah.
but I was like, it takes some brass balls to hit 2 shanks, and then was like, no, I'm gonna do a fill flop. I was like, I respected it.
I didn't make par.
Like, that's why you're in the amateur and I'm not.
I didn't make par until 17 on the course. And then on top of hitting some bad shots, I got some bad breaks. The break on 16, you guys, I don't think really knew. So 16 is a super long par 4. It plays as a par 5 for the members. And so it was 470-yard par 4 playing into the wind, I think.
With a really screwed up
Crazy green.
I hate that green.
I had 215 out in a fairway bunker. And I'm like, the round's fucking over. I'm not going to lay up. So I take 5 wood out of the fairway bunker and
One of the best shots I've seen you hit.
smoked it.
Me and Chris were standing behind you, and I go, "Oh no, he just lost it."
Yeah.
Because it's not like a flat fairway bunker. There's a lip. And so
Oh, yeah, I
we
was
both
like-
looked at each other and said, he's
lost it.
He's just going all in at this point.
and I striped it out of the fairway bunker. And so the way the green is, similar to 11, massive false fronts, and it's like a U. And so I'm like, all right, worst case, I hit the green, it rolls off, and I'm chipping up. So I hit the green.
Thought wrong.
No, I think I landed maybe just short, and it rolls on the green, which is the worst place you could be. I'm like 3 inches on the green, which takes the wedge out of play. Any other course, I'm taking wedge there. Like if I don't care about the course and care about the condition of like, because I mean it was 12 feet uphill, and then it was like away from me from there.
I will. Yeah, I agree with you because if you're Rory in that situation, you can chip it on the green, but when you're in last place,
You can't.
state amateur, you can't take a divot on the green.
It's not like it's Sunday and I'm one back of the lead
Yeah.
and like.
Yeah.
And so then it is what it is.
You
And so
didn't finish last.
I didn't. So Chris has the results in front of us here.
You did not finish dead last. There are 7 players behind you. 6 of them posted DNF,
Because they're bitches.
and the other posted
Lady boys.
a DQ.
Yeah.
I don't know what the dude did to get disqualified, but he finished dead last. Everybody else went home because apparently there's a hurricane coming 3 days later, and they can't drive 2 hours across South Carolina back home.
Yeah. So I went from
I'll leave the numbers off of it. SCGA.org.
nah man
.gov.
plus 41 for 2 days.
2 days plus 41.
I've done worse.
We shot 91, 92 for a combined 183 and purse of $0.
Correct. So
Missed cut.
So that was my experience at Stay Dam, and like I've
How do you think? Because I have not asked you this yet. What's your take on the experience? You qualified before I got you to play in it. You didn't. It wasn't on your radar.
competitive
played
golf
in it.
wasn't even on my radar, like at
Yeah,
all.
I'm saying, so after playing 2 rounds in the big boy tournament, like what's your take on the whole experience?
So competitive golf has not been on my radar. You compete, like you play in the city AMs and like the qualifiers, and then you talk me into playing this qualifier. And I consider myself like a country club golfer now. I like my member guest, my member, my club championship, and then like the men's league stuff. It kind of has like this small itch of seeing like where I can get my game to now. So the first thing I did after completing the round on Friday, besides drinking,
Yeah, I was gonna say, would get drunk.
besides having too many beverages on Friday, the only trophy I got were some great plastic Country Club of Charleston cups, and this from Pinehurst. But
You're the only person here that's won a trophy this year.
I emailed the PGA professional at Sneed Farm, and I was like, Pete, because Pete coaches Steve, Pete coaches Stolly, and I was like, Pete, I need to learn how to hit the ball further. When's our first lesson?
Speed training.
No, so he replied back. He's like, as a fellow short knocker, he's like, I am not the person for you. He's like, I pride myself on ball contact, blah blah blah. He's like, go buy the speed stack system. So that has already been ordered. So we do have the speed stack system coming in. And then 2, he put me in touch with a different pro who is specifically speed training, and like, so my thoughts from it were unbelievable experience. It's really hard to feel that way when you play that bad. And everybody tries to give you like supportive. Nobody wanted to text me Thursday. I had so many texts until they saw the 10.
I did.
And then like
I couldn't text you because I was there.
none of my friends that were not there that followed on Golf Genius, like Ryan didn't say. He said he opened it up. He's like, I'm not saying anything. Like, and dude, I don't know. It's unbelievable. Like, it's an honor to get to play in it. It's not something. It took the round of my life to get in it. I got on a good little hot streak over the summer, and who knows if it crashed and burned at that, or my game has maintained to a new level. I don't know, but overall, it was unreal. The swag was awesome. Getting to play the country club was awesome. I wish I'd have played with some cooler people and met some people. I did get to play with a D1 golfer from college Charleston. That was fun. That was like a whole, kind of like playing, I guess, with your cousin, listening to somebody else talk about the golf course, in a real. Someone
that's really good.
Correct.
It's through a different lens.
It is, and I think he finished 5 or 6 under. He played well. He held his own for a sophomore. But yeah, so finished dead last. Part of me is like, are we gonna try a qualifier again in 2025?
Damn right, you're gonna do the qualifier. You're playing in the qualifier next year.
You're gonna try to do the same thing. Year, are you?
Yeah, nah. I think all of us should.
Listen. Let's go full positive on this tournament. You shot 91-92.
It could have been a lot worse.
Those numbers are rough, but you know what you did? You didn't quit.
Yeah.
You finished the race even though you were limping the whole way in.
Honestly,
I'm going to talk shit about those numbers for the rest of our lives, but I'm also going to give you props on the grit because you didn't give up.
Yeah.
So you're 100% going to play in the qualifier next year. And if you shoot 92 in the qualifier next year, you're going to play in the qualifier the year after that.
Because we left out of it that also in round 2 I made another quadruple bogey, another epic meltdown hole, and it
played worse on day 2. We hadn't even discussed any of that.
Yeah, it really is such a different world playing competitive golf. And it's not the finishing out. It's not the 1-footer. It's not. Everybody talks about finish everything out. I could have made some short putts, but I wasn't. It is the fact that you don't get a break.
Mm-hmm.
You get no break.
What I was going to say, because this is a perfect segue to bring this up. Is we were talking after round 1. We were like, all right, Brandon, in our text group, we're like, what we gonna do here? We got to do something. I go, well, I actually hold the record.
He still does.
Still do.
Record's still safe.
For the highest round versus the lowest round score differential in a tournament. I shot 98 and then I shot 78. And so that was the goal, which I thought was an appropriate goal. And I was like, we're not going to beat Zach Adams, so let's try to beat. Let's get a score differential on Team for a middle.
Let's get a 20-stroke turnaround. Could have gone 91-71.
and honestly,
so what? I wasn't done.
Okay.
Is when you're there playing in it inside the ropes and shit ain't going well, you don't have time we're playing a casual round for me to hop in the cart with you, vice versa, be like, hey dude, we're a bunch of hacks, just we're good, we're having a good time, what song you want to hear? None of that. It's 2 minutes later, you got to keep up pace of play. You got to hit again.
Well, that's especially true
you
when you're
don't have
having
time to process what you're doing wrong, how to mitigate it.
When you're having one of those meltdown moments. No offense, but when you're having one of those moments like you're having on 10, you shank it into the woods and then you chunk it into the brush. You're still away.
Yeah,
that's you don't get a break between the break between shots is not enough, and then when you hit a bad one, the snowball's rolling downhill at that point.
The worst words in golf, you're still away.
Yeah, you're still away.
Thankfully, one of the competitors on 10 did do the right thing and say, hey Brandon, catch your breath. He's like, I gotcha. Aron from Roebuck, shout out to you, buddy. He's like, and so what, we didn't even talk about this, they both doubled 10.
Yeah.
So we were combined 8 over par on 10. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they both hit it in the hazard.
And both made double.
Okay.
And so nobody had, like, it didn't start off. I do have a picture from the 10 tee shot though. I didn't show you this, Shane. I did get
Middle of the fairway.
no, my actual tee shot.
Oh.
I think it's such a
No,
funny-
they took a bunch of pictures of you and then gave you the opportunity to buy them. Yeah, so I got that picture. That's my tee shot on 10.
We'll we'll flash it up.
And then I actually like this picture.
Yeah.
That's cool. That was
like
on.
you know what you're doing.
That was on 9. On
One
Dave.
bobbin.
Yeah, and almost made that birdie putt. No birdies. But yeah. So, anyways, to go back, great time. Appreciated everybody who came out. All the text messages. You know, you two guys come out on Thursday and like talking about having to play in the miserable round to watch your friend play a miserable round. I can only imagine how unfun that is because like you can't do anything to help.
I had a good time walking a golf course with Shane. It wasn't fun watching you.
Yeah,
struggle.
what's I mean? You can't you can't do anything
It's a bad feeling because we're sitting there on your 11th hole, number 2,
Yeah,
sitting under that tree. I mean, it was hot as hell.
that was a great 5-wood, by the way.
It was
on 11.
hot as hell, but we're sitting there and it's like we can't give you any feedback. We can't really talk to you. All we have to do is just like watch it, and it's very anxiety inducing. Me and Chris were like the whole time we're like, if we could just talk to him, it's like maybe we could, not
Yeah.
that you were, be honest, 91, 92 is not that awful. I mean,
I don't think he's gonna agree with you.
dude, it can, trust me, it could
could've
go
got-
a lot worse.
Dude, because I mean,
You can get to a point where finishing a hole is the hardest thing you could ever do.
so like, and this is the last hole we'll talk about. The context. You said the second hole, the 11th hole, number 2 for me, was the worst tee shot I hit the whole time. I like heel cut it into a hazard that is not in play on this hole. It is not in play. There's nowhere near.
Talking about round 2?
No, round 1.
Round 1.
I hit it
11?
on the
No.
second hole.
His
my 11th
11th,
hole.
number 2.
Okay.
I hit it in the hazard behind like 8 tee box or something, whatever it is. 9 tee box.
It's like an
8.
irrigation pond. It's not a water hazard.
It is not in play.
It doesn't have stakes.
I am, and like, again, 11th hole of the round, and I remember this was funny. There were guys on 9 tee box, and everybody's waiting on 9 tee box because a lot of guys were going for it too. And I walked up there. I didn't even want to do the whole club down and like officially do, because in my mind, like, I'm done anyways. But there were people around, so I was like, all right, at least let me. So I pulled a 5-wood out of my bag. I dropped it, put a tee down, and then did an official drop. And the ball like sat kind of on top of the rough, and I said, fuck it.
Driver off the deck.
I went 5-wood from 215, and I smoked it. Probably just as good as the bunker shot I hit. And that was like the only words the guy on my car said to me. He's like, great shot, dude. And it hits on the green to a trick, to like a
Back right tuck flag.
Yeah, not a flag.
There was no chance you were stopping that ball.
You don't go after that flag with a 5-wood.
No.
And then
Don't go after that flag.
with a wedge.
Yeah.
And it rolls just into the bunker, and I get up and down for bogey. Like, that could have easily been another 8.
Yeah.
You know, and so I get what you're saying, 91, 92, but at the end of the day, you know, we learned a lot from it, and I think
didn't even play in the qualifier, so
I think
I got no leg
Which
to stand on over
is
here.
so, I mean, I think there's a big testament to what you said earlier. Like, when the pressure is on, when you're playing in something like that, and you know you might hit the ball 13 times, like, you have to get that ball in the hole. It is, I know what it does to me, and it's like I get very tense. I get confidence shaken. It's much different than us going out and playing for the strap that I own.
it's pretty pressure packed too. But so, to that point, the white visor is retired until I have earned a round I have a competitive round on Saturday, so you know we get right back on the saddle.
What are you playing in Saturday?
A men's league tournament at our golf course, stroke play. So we gotta get right back in the saddle. So
It's just such a microcosm of golf.
but to talk about,
I don't even want to play. I played the best round of my life. I'm hyped up for the tournament. I played terrible in the tournament. Like it's just the peaks and valleys.
And so to talk about pressure, let's talk about Brandel Chambly's take.
Oh yeah, I
on
wanted to get your take on this, Shane.
The Olympic.
Since you're such a Brandel fan.
The Olympic comments.
Randall addressing all the haters. Brandel Chambly is one of the greatest gifts that golf has.
Rice Planters champion, Snee Farm.
1983.
Yep.
What year?
83.
83. Okay.
2 years before I was even born.
Brandel, we want you on Snee.
Brandel's on my team. Me and Brandel versus you two.
Well, I'll take that, but
You can take
I wanna
John, you can get whoever, you can get Steve, me and Brandel versus the whole club.
But so let's talk
I want to
about.
know what you thought about what he said about John Rahm.
But you said it was like the biggest meltdown.
He used the C
He said-
word.
he-
Like
he
2
used the
months
C word.
ago
He used
when
the C
Rory
word.
melted down.
Yeah.
Right.
He said choke.
He said choke.
I mean, kind of was.
I don't disagree with it.
Kinda
I just
was.
hate the word.
Yeah. I
Scheffler
mean,
shot 62
you know,
on the last round of
You
the
know, it's
Olympic
very
finals.
fitting we bring this up because, you know, I got Clemson shirt on,
Yeah.
Clemson hat on. Clemson has been accused for many years of being choke artists. So that's a sore subject for Clemson fans. But
Everybody
I
gets
mean,
to choose
he did.
choking.
I mean, you can call it, like, I mean, you can disagree on the semantics, but
Well, I mean, he shot
39.
He shot 39 on the
What
back nine. I agree. It's not.
Scotty
he
went
didn't
out
execute.
and got it.
I'm not saying he didn't. I just want you to defend Brandel.
I will always defend Brandel.
I know you will.
Until he personally does something to me.
What?
I don't think he'll ever know who you are.
He won't, and that's why I will always defend him.
It was so. First off, congrats to Scheffler. What a round!
Did y'all watch it?
62 in a final. Yeah, 62 in a final round. Is just
Well,
Yeah.
you told me you were like, no, I'm not watching the golf. I'm watching Djokovic.
I watched the replay after the tennis match.
I turned it on at 10 when I think Rahm birdies 10 or birdies 11 to take a 4-shot lead.
You tuned in earlier than I did.
With-
I turned in when Scotty was on 15.
Yeah, and I think they were a hole or two in front, so not a whole lot different. But yeah, Rahm looked super in control. Hit a wedge or hit an iron, something to like 5 feet. Poured in a birdie putt, and you just don't see how anybody's going to catch him. 4-stroke lead. Worst case, somebody catches him, he's still going to finish silver, bronze. He didn't even medal.
Insert 54-hole live golf jokes.
Yeah. Well, I just don't. I think he's got enough bona fides. You can't call him a choke artist.
No.
He didn't execute. He played terrible on that back nine. Maybe, especially him being an international player. I know the U.S. golfers didn't really get into the Olympics until recently. Like maybe it means more to him, but I don't know. He's always been clutch coming down the stretch.
He has always played well. He's chased people down.
I'm gonna say that Scheffler played
Yeah,
lights out
remember
and
we were
Rahm
sitting
played
here.
poorly, but I'm not gonna say he choked. That's
We were
the
sitting
only.
here one night
differential I make.
before live golf was even a thing. Remember when it was him and DJ Riviera,
Mhm.
and they both made like 45 footers on top of each other? Like, he's got the dog in him, but I mean, I mean, for Brandel to equate, here's my opinion. For Brandel to equate John Rahm in the Olympics to Rory at Pinehurst is a little bit of a stretch.
I agree with that.
Because you're talking about, like, 2 shots from Rory versus a whole back 9 from John Rahm. And when you're talking about Scheffler, you're talking about the number 1 golfer in the world. Like, those are facts.
Yeah.
So for the number 1 golfer in the world to hit the shots when they count, and that's why he's the number 1 golfer in the world.
So which one was worse, Rory at Pinehurst or Rahm at
Rory.
Rory at
Yeah,
Pinehurst.
okay.
Rory.
Yeah, Rory at
I thought
Pinehurst.
that's where you were going.
Yeah, Rory.
Yeah.
And you can't miss. I can't play like me at Pinehurst. I mean, Rory should have fractured his teeth the way he played. Dude, you can't do that. You cannot do. You think Tiger would have done that?
Rory should have fractured his teeth. That's what you did wrong, Rory.
The only thing I'll add, I guess, to the part of choking is where I would give Rahm some of it's definitely not McIlroy. Like what McIlroy did 17-18 at the US Open is
He got T-Rex arms on short putts coming down the stretch.
correct.
Rahm played a shitty 9 holes.
And I think where you can give Rahm a little bit of choke is that he didn't even medal. Because not only did Scheffler catch him,
He fell apart.
not only did Scheffler, because
This is
Fleetwood
why I'm making a
didn't,
distinction. This is why I'm making a distinction.
Fleetwood didn't go like crazy under.
Right. I'm just saying, like, I don't think John Rahm got on the 10th tee and his knees started shaking and he fell apart completely. That's what I'm saying, is that
Yeah.
he didn't choke. He just didn't hit the shots. He got in bad positions and
Yeah.
whatever. Maybe I don't know what he said after the round. Maybe he'll say he choked, but
Because I think what also makes it worse is the two guys that
I don't like to see worse.
I think the two guys, didn't Matsuyama and Fleetwood play? No, Shoffley was with.
Schauffele was in the field.
Yeah.
Speaking of chokes, I mean,
Shoffley shot
what happened
like
to him?
91, didn't he?
He's 2 over, yeah. But he never was in it. He was 5 back. He never got there.
Well, the thing is,
I think
texted
Rahm
He
you-
was even going into the last day, wasn't he?
No,
Or
Rahm.
close, or close to it.
Rahm was leading.
Wasn't he close to the lead?
Yeah, no, he was in the final
I
group.
worked Saturday too.
Well, I had texted y'all, if you remember, during it, when Scotty made, I think he made birdie on 16.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the bomb he made. He buried 2 holes in a row.
He made a long putt on 17.
Yeah,
Scotty,
when
yeah.
he made the one on 17, that was the bomb. And I was like, we need Fleetwood to do what Fleetwood does.
I read that text.
And Fleetwood did it.
He just parred out though.
No, he missed the fairway on 18, and then he hooked it left of the green.
Okay.
He got up and down.
See, I didn't see 18.
I mean, he made par, but it was never a threat to be a birdie.
Oh, so it wasn't a threat. He didn't have like a putt to go to extra holes.
After his approach shot, he was toast.
Got it.
Well, the overall good news is 2 Olympics in a row. Gold's heading back to the U.S. of A.
Get that momentum for Ryder Cup.
That's what we need.
Beth Page.
We got President's Cup coming up first, though.
We do.
Well,
this
we
year.
actually have a big week of golf this week.
What's this week?
The Wyndham Championship.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I wasn't so hyped for that one. What we
Well,
got coming?
you should be, because Jordan Spieth basically has to win it to get into the FedEx Cup. Not good.
So is that all we're watching for?
Not good.
I was thinking that we had a light week, and then when the playoffs kick in.
So
So Jordan
into
Spieth and a bunch of scrubs this week.
between Jordan Spieth and Wesley Bryan then, because
Pretty much.
Wesley Bryan of the Bryan Bros did post that if he wins the Wyndham, he makes it into the FedEx Cup. So there you go.
Be fun to
I
watch.
mean, fucking bring the cameras out. Why not?
I've lost some of my like for Justin Thomas, but it was fun last year watching him at Wyndham know what he has to do, and the chip shot on 18 that almost goes in
Right.
to
Oh,
get
yeah.
him into
I forgot about that.
yeah, I mean,
Yep.
to those guys, I mean, winning it's completely different than like shooting a number.
I mean, it's your job. I mean, those guys have plenty of money, but still, like, they're playing for
Yeah, there's
pride and
but to know what you got to do and then like lip out. I mean, we've all had that shot on 18 to chip in to do something, you know, beat our friend or do whatever, and not even sniff the hole. Or I mean, but to do that was pretty cool to see. But I didn't know Jordan Spieth had to win it basically to
he can't.
Slight
he can't
tangent, but-
play like he's been playing. Put
Speaking
it
of that,
way.
did you see the hot mic on Homa when he made that like 40-foot snake at the Open to make the cut?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one where
There was a
he's
hot
like,
mic that got dubbed in, and somebody had the closed caption on and recorded it, and he was like, "It's like you dumb motherfucking bitch, go in the hole, hit the fucking hole for once," and it was all. Just,
Oh no, I didn't see. I didn't see that whole thing.
written across
I
the bottom of the
didn't- yeah, I
TV
didn't see
screen.
that.
I heard him
like somebody's getting fired.
I heard him say something.
No, he was just a profanity-laced rant the whole time the ball was rolling, and then it goes in, and he's.
Yeah, see, I saw the end of it. I saw hot mic at the end, but I did not see the hot mic.
Google that. If you're at home listening to this, if you made it to this far into us just rambling about shit.
No, I saw
It's
the
hilarious.
one. I saw it on Instagram. I thought it's what you were talking about, but it's not. Where he goes, he's like, "I'm not the best golfer or something, but I'm tough. I'm
Mhm.
tough as shit." He's like, "And that's how I won." I was like, "Damn."
Homa's got dog in him.
I like Homa.
I like
I'm a Homa fan.
Homa's my boy.
So, all right,
Anyways,
boys.
yeah. We're back to the grind. The amateur's over. PGA Tour season's over. We got the playoffs. We got some fall golf.
There we
We
go.
got some fun stuff coming up.
Most importantly, we got some strap matches coming.
Strat matches are coming. We got another one next week.
So yeah, we got some more drop in. You guys will see some different stuff. We're gonna bring in some cameos of some different golfers. Maybe do some 2v2 matches. We got some good feedback about gambling.
Apparently you like it.
Yeah, this
We know.
visor is from the actual payout of the Vegas match.
Hey.
I am really bummed, when I watched the video of the Vegas match, that our birdie putts,
Yeah,
because you had a hell of a
what
2-putt.
Yeah, I can't
You had
remember. We got my first putt. I can't remember what they called it in literature class, but like the climax of a novel is called something.
It's called the climax.
No, it's got some kind of French sounding word, but we missed it. I hated having to, I was like, oh shit, I spent 20 hours putting this together. I'm not posting it. So I was like, well, we both made our putts.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and if you're watching it, so you'll see the hole in one. Did we ever email him?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
Shane misspelled his name on the video.
But he's European.
His name's Don, D-A-A-N.
Yeah.
We spelled it
exactly.
D-O-N.
But
Which is
Don,
fine.
I will say, if you're watching it, and I noticed this when I watched the end of it, they are standing, and props to Don and his wife. If you're watching, I think it's my chip shot or Shane's putt, one of them, or maybe it was your birdie, because you made a putt, one of the three of our shots,
Chris didn't make birdie.
and you can see them on the
made
balcony of 18 watching us
Yeah.
putt, and that was really cool because of the hole in one. I don't know if this is why, but they stayed, had beverages, and then when we got done on 18, they invited us up, which I have never been upstairs.
They owed us a drink. We were the only people that could even remotely count as witnesses.
And
Richard was on top of that.
Yeah, Richard. I think
He's
he
like,
even,
you're gonna buy us drinks when we're done, right?
I think he said it during the. And but they were up there, and that was really cool. That like they were watching us putt on 18 and then invited us up. And I've never been upstairs at Florence Country Club, and that's top notch.
It's nice.
I think I think we need to maybe nix Redbone Alley and go upstairs at FCC if they'll let us up there. But anyways, so appreciate you
American
guys.
tradition. That's it.
Wide visors are out for a little while.
You got to bust 75 before you can wear it again.
No, I think I don't think I can wear the wide visor again until I beat Shane in the strap match.
Okay.
So you might as well go ahead and hand it over.
We got added implications.
It's a good visor too. So, but anyways, appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Comment. Continue to give us the feedback. We are listening, and we do have some new videos coming out, some new stuff. And
Shank the like button. Don't shank it up the fairway of the first hole of the amateur.
thanks, Shane.
Peace.